Good morning, friends. So I'm back with part two of tutorial about Mule 4 and Anypoint 7 changes. So in my last video, I showed you from where to get Mule 4 beta. So you can go to this link and download it. And I showed you how to download and how to set it up. It's very easy. It's nothing fancy or out of blue. So in last tutorial, we started creating this Hello World Mule 4 project. I've just added a few things and tested it out so that I don't waste much of time here. So as I was talking about some new features here, so I showed you like how this palette is changed, and now out of the box only few connectors are there, and if you want to add something. I was trying to show last time. So you click on add module, go to add extension. So what this will do, it will go to the exchange, Mule exchange, Anypoint exchange, and from there it will get some connectors or modules from there. And if you want to search everything, so you just type star and then search. You can get all different kind of modules from here, and you can add it to your project, to your Anypoint Studio. So for today's tutorial, we will not be needing that much thing. So let's start and see what different things are changed. So first of all, let's go to the Mule message structure that has changed now in Mule 4. So if you remember in till Mule 3, the Mule message had inbound properties and all outbound properties and everything, but now Mule message has two parts. One is payload, so whatever payload is coming inside, and then everything else is as attributes. So you can have attributes, and those attributes come here like HTTP request attributes, and then you have headers, methods, and all those things are still there. And so the benefit of this is you can easily store them and save them for the future uses. Like if you want to persist them and don't want to lose them or override them, you can very easily store them into some variable. So this is what is changed for Mule message. And so what is changed in other than that is the streaming. Now, if you remember in Mule 3, whenever you create some listener or API, and if you send a JSON object, you had to convert it into string or object to string and then convert into JSON type. So all this is now automatically handled by Mule. So let's see what happens. Let's try to run it, and then I will show what is so different about this. So what I'm trying to achieve is I have created this Hello World API, and I'm sending this message, and based on this message I will be doing some conditional routing. So here is my subflow, and this is the subflow, and what this subflow does, it has a choice, and here I'm doing directly. This is again it's not mel anymore, it's data weave based expression. So I can directly do payload dot message and compare it to message, and then do different kind of transformation. So I'm transforming message and then very easily accessing that message here, payload dot message, and then adding it into output. So you may not be able to appreciate this change very quickly, but if you notice, nowhere in my flow I have told or I have changed or used any transformation. So Mule runtime is automatically doing all this checking, and based on the request it knows what kind of message is coming, and every message is properly streamlined, and then data is fetched out of it. Here you can see I'm just doing payload dot message. So let's run it and see what happens. So let so now, since all Mule projects are by default having Maven attached to them, so whenever you run, it just creates a Maven build, and with that, it builds the file and then start deploying. So if you have any testing, it will run those test cases also for every time, so you don't have to explicitly run them. So everything is being done behind the scenes. Mm, okay, so till it starts, I want to show one more thing. So now all the flows are collapsible. You can very easily collapse if you have a big configuration file. You can go and collapse your flows like this. So that if you don't want to clutter your view and you want to see a proper view, you can do expansion, and like it's just a usability thing. And I think I showed you in last video also that you can directly go anywhere and just click on go to XML, and it will take you to that XML for that component or transformer. So now it's started. So let's go to Postman and post a request and see what happens. So here is this message. I post something else and it comes default transform something else, and if I send main here, then I should get my main flow response. So main transform main. So you see it's very simple and nothing much I had to do. So that's transformation of JSON and then payload, all these streaming and some things which we had to convert, like from objects to strings and strings to JSON. All this thing is automatically handled by Mule here. So these are the new features or implementation in Mule 4 runtime, and there are few changes which I showed you about Anypoint Studio 7 as well. Other than that, I also want to tell one more thing, that now the class loader functions of Mule 4 has changed. So all the default runtimes are loaded into different class loader, and if you have some library which you are using into your Java code, it will be loaded from separate class loader. And what it does is it will give you a better upgradability path. So in future, in past, what used to happen, if you are using some library in your Java code and Mule runtime is upgraded to some other library, and you have some deprecated functions or methods used, so you will start getting errors for that. Now those issues will be resolved in Mule 4. So because of different class loader for different implementations are used. So this is again one example. So I will continue to create more videos about this. This was very simple, how conditional routing is done, and how collapsible functions are, collapsible flows are there, and then how to add a new module into your Anypoint Studio. And I will highly recommend when you go to add module or add extension, so it's always a good idea to add your account here. You can very simply add an account and Anypoint platform account, and you can get whatever APIs in future. If you are going to publish it, you can get it and share it with your team. So this was about today's tutorial, part 2. I will continue to create more. Please let me know how you find these tutorials and if you like them or hate them. Thank you so much.